Have you ever felt like you've come back from a profound, life-altering experience, only to find that the world you return to no longer fits? Do you feel different? You see things differently? But everyone around you expects the same old you. This sense of profound disconnection isn't just a feeling. For some, it's a shocking reality. What if coming back to life was more disorienting than death itself? In her groundbreaking book, Coming Back to Life, author P.M.H. Atwater reveals a hidden truth that most accounts of near-death experiences completely miss. Welcome back to DreamAIReview. Today, we're not just exploring the mystical journey to the other side. We're diving deep into the turbulent, transformative, and often misunderstood journey of returning. P.M.H. Atwater, a researcher who has undergone multiple near-death experiences herself, shifts the spotlight from the brilliant tunnel of light to the challenging, shadowy path of reintegration back into daily existence. Her work reveals that the real story isn't just about what happens when you die, but what happens when you survive. For anyone who has ever felt like an alien in their own life after a major personal crisis, or for those simply curious about the deepest human transformations, this book offers a roadmap to understanding the perplexing after-effects of staring into the abyss and walking away. We'll explore the astonishing physiological changes, the profound psychological shifts, and the heart-wrenching social challenges that survivors face. We will uncover how these reborn individuals navigate a world that suddenly feels foreign, and how their experiences hold powerful lessons. For all of us seeking a more meaningful existence, let us begin with one of the most astonishing and scientifically documented aspects of the post-NDE transformation: the physiological changes. Atwater's research isn't based on vague feelings or anecdotal claims. She delves into concrete, measurable shifts within the human body. Many survivors report a complete rewiring of their physical selves. Imagine your entire nervous system being recalibrated to a higher frequency. This isn't science fiction. Atwater documents how brainwave patterns in survivors often permanently alter, sometimes resembling those of seasoned meditators in deep states of consciousness, even during normal waking hours. This neurological shift leads to an extreme sensitivity to the environment. Bright lights can feel like blinding spotlights, everyday sounds can become an overwhelming cacophony, and even the electricity humming in the walls can become a noticeable and often irritating presence. Their bodies can become so sensitive that they react strongly to medications that once worked, or develop allergies they never had before. This isn't just about being more in tune. It's a fundamental biological upheaval. This hypersensitivity forces survivors to completely reevaluate their environment. They can no longer thrive in chaotic, loud, or artificially lit spaces. The modern urban landscape, with its constant sensory bombardment, can feel like a war zone to their recalibrated systems. It's a physiological mandate to seek peace and quiet, not as a preference, but as a necessity for survival. So, how do we apply this incredible insight into physiological rewiring to our own lives, even without a near-death experience? The actionable step here is to conduct a sensory audit of your own environment. Take one day this week and pay conscious, deliberate attention to the light and sound that surround you. Notice how the harsh fluorescent lights in your office make you feel by the end of the day. Listen to the constant hum of the refrigerator or the background noise of traffic. Do these stimuli energize you or slowly drain your battery? The action step is simple. Identify one source of sensory pollution in your daily life and actively reduce your exposure to it. This could be as simple as switching your bright white light bulbs to softer, warmer tones for the evening. It might mean investing in a pair of noise-canceling headphones for your commute or an hour of deep focus work. Or it could be a commitment to step outside into natural light for 10 minutes during your lunch break, away from the artificial glare of screens and overhead lighting. By consciously curating your sensory environment, you are honoring the deep connection between your physical well-being and your surroundings. A lesson brought into sharp focus by the profound experiences of NDE survivors. You are giving your nervous system a chance to rest and recalibrate, a small but powerful step toward a more harmonious existence. Beyond the shocking changes to the body, an even more profound transformation occurs within the mind. Atwater describes a complete psychological rebirth, where the foundational pillars of a person's personality are dismantled and rebuilt from scratch. The most universal and immediate shift is the complete and utter loss of the fear of death. This isn't a philosophical acceptance. It's a deep cellular certainty that consciousness continues beyond physical existence. When the ultimate fear is removed from life's equation, everything else changes. Ambitions that once seemed paramount, like climbing the corporate ladder or accumulating wealth, suddenly seem trivial, like a game you are no longer interested in playing. In its place, a powerful, almost overwhelming sense of empathy and interconnectedness blossoms. Survivors often report feeling a deep, unconditional love for everyone and everything, a sense that the separation between self and other is an illusion. This shift completely reorients their life's purpose. The pursuit of status and material gain is replaced by a burning desire to love, to serve, and to connect with others on a meaningful level. Their priorities pivot from "what can I get?" to "what can I give?" This is not a gradual evolution. It's a sudden seismic shift in their core being, a reawakening to what they now perceive as life's true meaning. It's as if they were seeing the world in black and white, and suddenly, after their experience, they can see a billion vibrant colors they never knew existed. This profound psychological reprioritization offers a powerful lesson for all of us, trapped in the hustle and bustle of modern life. The actionable step is to create your own post-NDE priority list. Take 30 minutes this weekend, sit down with a pen and paper, and imagine you have just been given a second chance at life. The fear of failure, the pressure of social expectations, and the anxiety about the future have all vanished. Now, ask yourself 3 simple but profound questions. First, what truly matters to me now that I am no longer afraid? Second, if I only had 5 years left to live, but with no financial worries, how would I spend my time? Third, what small act of service or connection can I bring into my life this week? Write down your answers without judgment or self-censorship. The goal isn't to dramatically quit your job or abandon your responsibilities. The goal is to gain clarity. The action step is to choose one insight from your list, just one, and to integrate it into your coming week. Perhaps it's deciding to leave work on time to have dinner with your family. Maybe it's volunteering for a cause you care about for just 1 hour. Or it could be as simple as calling a friend you've lost touch with, just to connect. By consciously aligning your daily actions with your deepest post-fear values, you begin to live a life of purpose, not by obligation, but by design. However, this beautiful internal transformation often leads to an excruciating external reality, immense social challenges. This is the dark, hidden side of coming back to life that Atwater bravely illuminates. Imagine returning to your family and friends as a completely different person. The things you used to enjoy together, the jokes you shared, the goals you pursued as a couple, they no longer resonate with you. The survivor, filled with a new sense of universal love and a detachment from material concerns, can seem alien and distant to their loved ones. A spouse may feel abandoned when their partner is no longer interested in planning for retirement or buying a new car, but instead wants to spend their time meditating or helping strangers. Friendships that were built on shared career ambitions or weekend parties can wither when one person suddenly finds those activities shallow and meaningless. Atwater's research reveals a heartbreakingly high rate of divorce and strained family relationships following an NDE. The world expects the survivor to get back to normal, but for them, the old normal is a cage they can no longer tolerate. They are caught in a tragic paradox. At the very moment they feel more connected to humanity as a whole, they feel more disconnected from the specific humans who matter most to them. This creates a profound sense of loneliness and isolation, a feeling of being a stranger in their own home, misunderstood by the very people they love. The painful reality of this social disconnection holds a critical lesson for how we support those going through any major life change, and how we ourselves can navigate such transitions. The actionable step is to practice what Atwater's work implicitly teaches: radical acceptance and non-judgmental communication. Think of one important relationship in your life: a partner, a family member, or a close friend. This week, make a conscious effort to listen to them without the intent to fix, advise, or judge. Your only goal is to understand their world from their perspective. Ask open-ended questions like, how does that feel for you? What's that experience like? Instead of, why don't you just do this? The concrete action is to schedule a dedicated, distraction-free conversation. Put your phones away, turn off the television, and give that person your undivided attention for at least 20 minutes. If you are the one who has changed, try to articulate your new perspective using I feel statements rather than accusatory you statements. For example, instead of saying, "You don't understand me anymore," try, "I feel lonely sometimes because my priorities have shifted. I struggle to explain it." By creating a safe space for honest, vulnerable communication, you are building a bridge across the gap of misunderstanding. This practice, born from the extreme challenges of NDE survivors, can heal and strengthen any relationship, fostering the connection we all so desperately crave. Let me share a quick story that encapsulates this entire journey. Consider Sarah, a high-powered marketing executive who survived a catastrophic car accident. Before the accident, her life was a whirlwind of deadlines, presentations, and closing deals. After her NDE, she returned to a life that felt completely alien. The fluorescent lights of her office were physically painful. The constant pressure to perform felt meaningless, and the gossip among her colleagues seemed like noise. Her husband was confused and frustrated when she announced she wanted to sell their luxury apartment and move to a smaller home near a nature reserve. Her friends stopped calling when she declined invitations to fancy restaurants and parties. For a year, Sarah felt profoundly lost and isolated, but she began to take small, intentional steps. She started her day with a walk in the woods to calm her hypersensitive nervous system. She rediscovered her love for painting, an activity that felt more meaningful than any marketing campaign. And she sat down with her husband, not to argue, but to share. She didn't talk about tunnels of light. She talked about how the noise of the city now felt like a physical assault, and how the need to create beauty felt more urgent than the need to make money. Slowly, he began to understand. He didn't have to share her experience to respect it. They found a new normal, one built on quiet evenings, nature walks, and a shared purpose of living more simply and authentically. Sarah never went back to her old life, but she built a new one that was infinitely richer and more fulfilling. So, let's bring it all together. The journey of coming back to life is a profound template for radical transformation. It teaches us that true change isn't just a shift in mindset. It's a physiological, psychological, and social rebirth. Your mission isn't to have a near-death experience, but to live more intentionally, as if you have. First, reclaim your physical well-being by conducting a sensory audit of your environment and eliminating one source of sensory pollution. Second, redefine your purpose by creating your post-fear priority list and integrating one meaningful action into your week. And third, deepen your relationships by practicing radical acceptance and non-judgmental communication. Remember, this is not about achieving some state of perfect enlightenment overnight. It's about taking one small, courageous step at a time toward a life that feels more authentic, more connected, and more alive. It's about progress, not perfection. If this exploration of profound human transformation resonated with you, please give this video a like. We would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Could you apply just one of these ideas to your life this week? Don't forget to subscribe to DreamAIReview for more deep dives into ideas that change the way we see the world. Thank you for watching.